Next up, we have Stories from Styx, Hades and Persephone from Casper Fox. This has been in my recommendations for a very long time, and I'm actually really excited to see where this goes. I don't know anything about them. I think I might have seen their work before, but I'm not entirely sure, just because I've seen a lot of independent animators doing stuff for Epic the Musical. I'm not sure if they were among it or not, or if they were, but I missed it altogether. We'll find out. What I'm basically saying is, thumbnail looks good. That's all I got. Let's find out where this goes. Also, it was recommended a lot by people in, well, Discord and YouTube's recommendations quite frequently.
Out of all the Greek gods,
The
Hades may
Muse.
carry the burden of every soul to ever pass through the underworld,
Louder.
but also the burden of misconception. Ironic, a god of this caliber thriving underneath our feet.
Oh, so they're actually talking about the conception of Zeus, sorry, not Zeus, Hades as the evil god, which Disney's Hercules kind of played into, even though out of all of them, he was the least rapey. Yeah. Zeus gets the rap, but Poseidon wasn't far behind.
Hades sees life for the first time when his father Cronus spits up the king of the underworld, along with Poseidon, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia. Led by Zeus, a revolution begins.
Oh! So this is not just covering Hades Persephone, it's the entirety of the timeline. Oh. See, I wasn't sure what we were getting into on this one because it looked like it was this. I thought it'd be, oh, it's the story of Hades Persephone. I know that one. No, we're going to the Titanomachy. Is it Titanomachy or Titanomancy? Okay. Ooh.
We must stand united while we suffer, take for granted.
Damn. If they're going for like the big god voice, that is definitely one for Zeus. Art by Queen of the Pirates. Okay, I don't know why, but this looks... You could definitely see this artist watched Epic the Musical because it's not the same as everyone younger, but this looks so similar to it. And frankly, it's good art. Oh.
Our destinies still ours to claim. Don't live in the past, don't be the same.
The Titanomachy. Yeah, this would be Zeus getting everyone to listen to him. Yeah. Also, Croc, you mentioned confusing Odysseus and Orpheus is like confusing Liar and Lear. Looking back, nobody laughed. I wonder how many puns you caught there. I don't get the looking back part. I mean, can you imagine someone not laughing at a pun? That's just weird.
We've put our first remark.
1 second. My wife is leaving me to go to Goodwill, and she'll be there for like the next 10 years. I'm assuming this is a joke. Ooh. That was Hades? So I know I've heard that voice already, but I assumed I was hearing the wrong one. But it's much higher and almost childish. I guess this is earlier then. Okay, maybe this is only something I hear on headphones, but there's actually different voices on each side. So they coded this not for speakers, but actually for more either surround sound or headphone usage. Ooh. And while Hades has the main one there, because every voice, Demeter and Hestia kind of blur into each other because I can't really tell who's who. But Hades and, well, I guess it has to be Poseidon for the super deep one, are so different. It's actually easy to hear them.
I'm sorry that your birth is bathed in blood, but now we'll drown these brutes with a flood. Exclaim and reclaim the Cyclops.
Ooh.
Grants us strength, we must not comply.
Like the beat?
We will be known, gods on the throne, for brothers and sisters never to die. So please stand with me now and claim our father's final goodbye.
Wait, Saddlebag mentioned Casper Fox has amazing vocal range. Wait, how many people made... So we got Poseidon, Demeter, and Hestia, these people here. Did Casper Fox do both Hades and Zeus? Hades is Casper the Fox. Oh, Zeus is Peter Barber. Okay. Okay, I was going to say, that sounds completely different. Still, it's really good. I love the matching, though. They got Neil the Illustrator to do part of this? That explains it. Yeah, they're actually... this is kind of stealing all the illustrators from... maybe it's just me, but this does seem like it's the prequel to Epic. I mean, technically it is, because it came before everything else in Greek mythology, but still. Seeing the same depictions of the artist or the characters as the... Oh, Kronos with the timepiece in his chest. Oh, and I love that they're keeping the same characterization from their art, because everything in Epic was based on the singer, but here they're doing this. And, ooh, I hit the mic, oops. It's all the same style of art because it's the illustrators who got used to one style for the character. And Neil the Illustrator, who does super buff. Dude. Proto God Games? Oh, is that baby Poseidon? Oh, that was baby Poseidon! Wait for it. Yeah! Oh, I didn't even recognize! That's freaking baby Poseidon, who's basically the preppy kid in glasses. Oh my god, he has the trident and everything. Oh, I love it, because I've seen their later illustrations of him. He buffed up there. It's very techno-inspired, though. They're all so young looking. Polites, that's what it looks like. Valerian? Yeah.
So blinded by the moon,
oh. Ardensia. This is so cool.
Before he set the bars, who would rule over the skies, over the seas, over the land below, and who would be the one to tell us what to do and where to go?
Oh.
Their divine birthright obligated them to split the cosmos amongst themselves. The three sons of Cronus would have their territory decided by the fates.
Dude. You can see the definite Epic inspiration here. Their own take on Poseidon as a kid, and Hades is... honestly, it looks more like they did their own version of Odysseus for him. Also, Croc, you mentioned you got flashbacks when he confused Kronos and OSP. Yeah, but I think at this point it was intentional because they had the timepiece. Kronos is a titan of harvest, not time. Yeah, but the thing is, you pronounce them the same. Unless you actually, on your end, say Tronos, which that would be weird. Probably makes more sense in Greek.
Burden of leadership, I will gladly accept it.
The strength of the oceans, I will gladly accept it.
The might of the underworld, I will gladly accept it.
The times of the Titans are over, and a new era begins with the Olympians.
Dude. And the art by Lune Dulce. I think I've seen their art somewhere else before. It looks very familiar. Dude. Stories from Styx. Okay, I wasn't sure what I was getting into on this one because it's an entire collection of the songs together, and all I can say is, dude, this is cool. I wasn't sure what we were going for. I was like, okay, is it its own stylization? What are they doing? No, they're doing their own music, and they're basically pulling on the community from Epic to do this, and it's so good. All I can think right now is it looks like Jorge has inspired through epic, not just people who like his art and have done their own thing, but basically a revival of all Greek drama as an inspiration for musicals, which in its own right was probably inspired by him looking at Hamilton going, I can do that. I love seeing that connection of work here, and it's just so cool. There's going to come a time now where somewhere in the future, we're going to see the entire Greek canon as a musical possible masterpiece that you can go to for multiple days and just have it performed. And I'm looking forward to this. Oh.
Gazing upon his new domain, the king of the underworld could not help but feel ambivalence.
Yeah.
Every soul, that includes you and I, will someday rest within his domain.
Castles of gold, the story has been told.
Higher pitch, softer voice.
I fear it's getting old. Open up, be bold. I have no next of kin. And I was meant to do
They got Merxy to do this. Oh, God, they really are pulling on the best artists.
the unthinkable,
Big forehead.
the impossible.
Live in death, yeah.
And I should have maintained everything and anything.
Song 2, Shades. Are there specific shades, or because depending on when this is set, we could get some very interesting people if they were interacting with the shades, not just the other characters. Ooh.
Will be the one to pray.
Memory of the Sun.
And shadows I will
Considering, I think, was it Hermes or Athena that had the snake? I think Athena had the snake, even though Hermes' staff had it. So that might be a reference to Athena looking down on him.
around without a day. Will imagine I've never been.
Not sure about the rattle, though.
Welcome
I haven't seen this artist before.
in a place where she'll belong. A Sahara storm she met.
Oh.
The seas run out of foam, 'cause no one wants to go to take that extra step.
Okay, I love this right now. Just the tone of it being a slower one drawn out. I wasn't sure if I liked his higher pitched voice at first because I'm so used to the gods all having commanding presence, except for Hermes, who is literally the embodiment of I'm gonna fuck around and fly out. But no, I kind of like this because it's a softer voice, a higher pitched, more playful, in a place that is not soft and playful. It's sad, depressing, and drawn out, and the piano motif is perfect here, with just that slower playing at high pitched notes, but with a much lower register, it seems like, and the almost like a chorus backing it. I'm not a music person, but I've heard enough things where I can kind of feel this general sense of depression when it's just bashing you in the face. And I love how it's the lighter character in a not light place, showing exactly what is fitting with the song itself of, it sounds like he's regretting accepting the underworld. Because, you know, congratulations, you get to die without dying.
And we were meant to do the unthinkable, the impossible.
Oh, haven't seen this artist either. L. Crafts.
And we were meant to say
Oh, damn! The chorus! And as the art is picking up, so is the tempo of the song. So instead of having the slower looks at it, we're seeing a faster look where everything's flashing around. And he's slowly spinning around throughout this. Like, look at it. He's actually being shown turning around. So we're having two different aspects of him going, while also the art is going faster and the tempo picked up. This was arranged really well. It's like the happiest sad song you can imagine. Pomegranates. Pomegranates. And according to Saddleback, Elcrafts was in the official Epic the live stream visuals. Okay, so I just missed it then because I was distracted by everything being amazing in those things. Makes sense. Leaves the pomegranate on the ground. Base of the tree. Oh, water? Stock footage of a forest with... I guess that makes sense. It'd be really hard to animate this right now because there's nothing to animate. Sudden horns right to the face. Okay. Song 3. In the Underworld Now.
With a clear mind, Hades establishes the realm of the underworld.
This might just be me, but it almost feels like this is an intentional effect put on her voice. I thought at first it might just be a mic thing, but no. Between the bass guitar strumming out a beat and the design of her standing, almost looking like it's on a stage, and of course it's a muse, not saying which one, it almost seems like they're supposed to be doing like a microphone on a lounge that has a bit of distortion on there as they're telling the story to all the cool cats who are just going to snap back at them. I would snap right here, except I can never actually do that.
Underworld. The 3 judges, sons of Zeus, would determine who goes where. This is a complicated system to explain, so I'll let these 4 gentlemen show you instead.
Oh.
Boys, take it away.
Oh, and they actually got animation for them too.
Assemble the judges.
This is by Archie.
6, then let the souls run through the river Styx. They ask me how I do it. They say, Hades, how? We're in the underworld now.
Oh.
We're in the underworld now. After the sisters, they spin their thread. Finite time, I promise that you will be dead. My ruling is fair. Let me get you square. I judge you based on how the hell you have behaved up there. You're in the underworld now. You're in the underworld now.
So apparently that wasn't just an effect for the muse. It was the entire song set up feeling like that. Damn. This is just a cool beat, man. Okay, how long is it going to take before someone reaches out to them and uses this in a movie when they're talking about going into a section where they're in the cool hip section? I keep saying hip as if that means anything anymore. Where it's all the gangsters, but they're trying to show them in a really interesting light to build up the main characters who's dealing with them. Like, this is such a set piece song, man. Like, if there's something happening on screen like a deal and you're just going like, yeah, I'm setting it up. You got the order ready. This is the background music for it. Oh, it knocked him in. Dude. The Artiste. I think I've seen their stuff before. Oh, and the Fates. All right, we saw the previous one of them, but now we have the early one. Oh. Okay, am I the only one thinking that they took Minos right here? And it looks so much like, I forgot his name, at the end of Epic. Like, they loved the design so much they wanted to reuse it. I mean, I completely get it. They had so many great designs in Epic, but seriously, I cannot remember his name. He was the main antagonist for Telemachus. I cannot remember his name. Damn. Minos. Honestly, that entire song requires you just get a fedora and a pinstripe suit to listen to it at this point. And I'm slacking on this one. Next one.
Up above, under
Oh.
blue skies, a beautiful goddess tends to the flowers in her mother's
Antonius?
garden.
Yeah.
This chapter of the stories is the most discussed one when it comes to Hades. Was she a flower that just got picked?
Crossroads.
You tell me.
An orchid for my mother.
Because we're going right into Persephone. Yeah. It's really fascinating when you realize she was the older form of the god and Hades was the one added in from how stories syncretize across ages.
Who did blossom when I appeared? As the seasons change like winds when I'm alone. My innocence is guarded, yet my dad has me discarded.
I forgot who her dad was.
That's why a mother's love's my sword and shield. Why am I
Oh shit, they actually recorded themselves singing. God damn. God damn, lady, you got pipes on this thing. I mean that is a good thing. I have no idea if that might be an insult or not. But damn, like she's belting out. Like every song so far has been pretty staid, but no, she is just hitting this. It's also the most metal song so far. This ain't a freaking epic musical. This is a freaking metal album.
as a flower field who just got picked?
Force it, Zeus? Yeah, that makes sense.
Eyes or sympathize. I don't know if I love my life.
And that was also the singer for the Fates? Yeah.
Oh God, I feel like I'm trapped. I feel like I'm frozen. I feel like I'll never be the chosen.
So the interpretation on this one is Persephone looking for a way out, as opposed to where she falls in a lot of interpretations. And again, I mentioned earlier, actual Greek mythology was less Hades and more. Persephone was one of the big ones. She was the god of death, along with the two others. I honestly forgot who they were. And Hades was the added in part from the Mycenaean into the Hellenistic eras. So yeah, that's kind of fascinating in its own right.
Be the one to take a stand. Why am I
This is so good. I'm going to be blasting this song, like, for a while now. Oh, someone else is singing. And I love that bit of the art where they have the other voice chiming in. You can barely hear it over her, but it's in the distance. And the art matches that because you see them in the distance. It's blurred, so you just know it's there. And just the art of hurting her. It's matching the song's intent so goddamn well. Oh. Oh my god. Duvet box? Yeah. And she looks actually manic. And Duvet box drew her in the most manic way possible, running into the way of the horses. Oh my god. And Hades just going like, what the fuck? Duvet box and manic is... And she binds him with the thorns. Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, Necron. Poseidon was the god of death? Yep. He was. Persephone and Hades, I think, were both the gods of death, along with others. Sky gods became more of a thing in the Hellenistic era. Zeus was around, though. He was not a new addition. But he was minor by comparison. Song 5, My Persephone. They have the thorns everywhere, yeah. I don't know what flower that is, but I've seen it. I know I've heard the name. I just can't remember it. Ooh. Okay, this is absolutely just a beautiful image right here. Like, if you saw this anywhere, it'd be like, oh, that's neat. I love the style. Okay, this might be the wrong thing to say right now, but as much as the last one was the rock ballad, this feels like Ed Sheeran. Here's the problem with that. I don't listen to Ed Sheeran. I don't know what he sounds like, but I'm hearing this, and that name is so in my head right now, I can't get it out. So when I hear Ed Sheeran, I'm going to say, but that doesn't sound like Ed Sheeran because it doesn't sound like this. That's not the right way to look at this, but it's how my mind is working right now, so apparently I'm just weird.
Be true. Will you reflect me and who I am inside this fiery shell of chaos, bound by rivers and surfaces,
And seeing all the lovers in death. Oh. What were the ones they were hiding? Seeing the war and the death on the battlefield, and the pain and the suffering, but in death they get to be together. The problem is, there's probably people I should recognize from mythology. I'm just pulling a blank. There's probably a bunch of people who have figured out who these are references to. Yeah.
tell me it never lasts. So will you be?
This is the proposal, isn't it?
Persephone.
God damn, And according to chat, those were Achilles and Patroclus, Orpheus and Eurydice, and Hyacinthus, Apollo's boyfriend. Yeah, there's a lot of Apollo involved with getting people killed.
Persephone.
And he even went down on the knee for it.
Ooh, King of Night, please don't forget. Styx can offer you reflection. Shadows still have arms to hold. Death is plenty to grow old. With starry-eyed as you may feel, I'll be your queen, not some ideal. For beauty shackled me above. Down here I'd like to build a love. Do you truly see me? Will you uplift me?
Okay, goddamn, that's a good bit of art. I kind of like that they're using stills because they could put so much detail into it. They've changed the tie on him a few times now, but him as the preppy guy with the knuckle coverings, I love this so much. I'm not cheering up, I swear. I'm not just getting a break so I don't have to cry.
To have storms inside this chaos, bound by rivers and surfaces painted with sins of the past. Only you and I can truly make it last. Just keep me free, and I will be Persephone.
GG. God, they even got freaking GG to do this, man. And like just the difference in art style. Like this is hyper detailed, but it's not moving. But then you go to GG and the style is very simplistic, but very movable. And it works so damn well. They literally did just make their own Epic the Musical expanded universe. Because they stole all the artists and they did a great job doing it. And flowers are blooming. I'm not gonna cry. Just, God damn it.
So will you be?
If the next word from her isn't, I thought it was gonna be yes.
Persephone.
Oh, and she goes for the kiss first. God damn. I'm actually tearing up a bit.
There are always more sides to the story.
Oh?
Not everyone considers the story of Hades and Persephone a happy ending.
Why? Oh! Demeter. Yeah, because she wouldn't think that's happy. Because she's the one being stripped of her daughter.
A spouse that loses their love is a widow.
Because there was multiple interpretation of the story, because thousands of years and multiple, well, completely different civilizations interpreting it. Because Demeter was there with Persephone as one of the old gods. People will mention Demonia. Yeah, but I think Persephone was actually one of the titles she had even back then, and Demonia was one of the other titles. I think it was one was a public name and one wasn't. I just forget which one was which, though. Kind of like how the Dionysian cult had a secret name for him, but everyone called him Dionysus. I'm wondering, so they're probably playing into Demeter looking into it, so they're taking the interpretation of Demeter freaking out, and this will then involve bringing Zeus in to say, hey, we kind of need things to grow again, bring her back. Because that was one of the interpretations, as opposed to the Persephone was allowed to leave, but she ended up having to come back because she ate the fruit. Huh. There were actually multiple interpretations of how the story went down, because there's probably multiple people telling the story. The years of storms.
May have gained a husband, but I am left here in the shadow. There is no name for a mother losing a child, but there is a name for a God who keeps running wild.
There is no name. Also, Kronk, you mentioned the story predates Hades himself. Yep. Because Hades was added in the Hellenistic period, but in the Mycenaean, Persephone, Zeus, Poseidon, Demeter, they were already around. Although there might have been people who became Hades, but that's not nearly as clear. Oh god, did she actually just randomly scream out of the back? That actually sounded terrifying. I got jump scared by her scream in the background. Good on her for being able to do that, but
Till there's nothing but pain. Demeter, they say, why sit in Spain? But the bastards and cheaters, they all fight to gain my Persephone is not to claim.
and this version's the over-controlling mother then, which is why they had her running to Hades.
He defiled her. He stole her. He gave her no choice. How are you all okay with this? I beg you, please hear my voice. I will not be convinced. I will not stand here
Crying
flinched.
gold.
The fates scream for vengeance, but I believe
We're too old. Heading off? All right, thanks for dropping in. It's called Zeus. I know that's not the reference they're making, but it's Zeus. It's always Zeus. Oh, Gwendy. I think I've seen theirs before. Oh, dude! And she has the sickle trying to reap them because harvest. Good choice. Surrounded by the ghosts. Doubly interesting because God of the Dead involved.
Eternal winter, crops are dying. Goddess
Oh, that is so good! Like literally the face, like you see her arm freezing up, turning blue and icing over, and then the actual harvest is falling from her head and the beads from her hair, which are well, I guess the berries, and the face all in shadows with the eyes standing out wide open and manic. Oh, that is so good.
of harvest, hear them cry.
Let them run, God of thunder. If I'm not mistaken, that's what you told me when my daughter was taken.
The king and the queen of Hades below knew what it meant when Zeus here was to throw. For Core knew deep down she missed her mom, but also loved the girl she'd become. A deal was made for them to share. A deal was made for those who care. For part of the year she would stride in the sun, but the rest of rotations would take place in the worldly conditions.
Unworldly.
There is no name for a mother losing her child. There is a name for a brother in denial, for the bastard and cheater. He had all to gain. My Persephone was the one who was slain.
I wanted to hear her belt that out before pausing because I love the asymmetry here. The growths in the underworld versus the death of everything else freezing above. Dude, this is good. Also, Valerian, the only thing they need to do is communicate. That's the thing. That's the part. This version of them, like there's other styles of the story where that would be the case. But no, right here, this is Demeter who is explicitly denying everything because they're the obsessed mom they got the right answer and everyone else is a lying cheater and a bastard. That's the thing though. It's not actually stupid. It's her being intentionally wrong and not listening to anyone else. When Zeus comes down to talk reason, you know you've gone too far. And they know they've gone too far, which is why they had the deal. I love this interpretation because it's the most fucked up interpretation of Demeter I've seen. Because admittedly, there's not that many interpretations of Demeter. By comparison, interpretation of Zeus. And actually, there's not that many interpretations of Hades either, now that I think about it. Because his is mostly the simple one. Although there's tons of interpretation of Persephone because of the older versions. I love this though. Just like the enraged mother aspect. That is a freaky image. Look at that and tell me that's not intimidating. And that's the basic outcome of it. I almost feel like this is just the intro and there should be another segment like Stories of Demeter or something. I just... Oh... As far as I'm concerned, I know I said it, I'm going to say it again. Stories from Styx, there we go, there's the T in that. is literally the proof that Jorge and Epic the Musical have inspired a genre at this point. This is the goddamn Epic the Musical expanded universe, and I freaking love it. Also known as Greek mythology, but details aside, that's just... This is beautiful. Because they're just telling the story, but it's so freaking good. That was a 20-minute long track of songs, and I thought this ended 5 minutes after it started. Kieran, you're mentioning Zeus did lie, which is why winter came. Yeah, but that wasn't really covered in this variation. Although she was saying lying and cheater before Zeus came down, so I think she was actually talking about, at least in this interpretation, about Hades being the liar and the cheater. Even though lying and cheating is kind of what Zeus's domain should be, not lightning. Or justice, which technically is also his domain, but we're going to ignore that. This is brilliant. And I love it. And this is not even the first thing this week I've seen that have taken inspiration from this. The previous one was Siren and Lockboy, which is a take on the story of Pygmalion. And well, I guess Pygmalion Galatea, which was his creation, the clay doll brought to life. But that's more of an interpretation, very different from it, because this is not the story itself, where this one is very much the story itself with their interpretation, but it's one of many, and I just freaking love everything about this. It's so good. Casper Fox kicked ass on this with Hades. But every other artist involved, the singers, Persephone herself, when she had her singer going full live action for a bit and breaking from the animations or the standard art to just belt her freaking rock anthem. I was not expecting it, but it was so good. Yeah. Basically what I'm saying is, if you haven't already, there's a link below to the original video. Check it out. Hit it up. Go leave a like. And if there's any more like this that I've just happened to miss because I'm me and I'm oblivious, let me know. There's also a good chance people have already and I missed it because it said oblivious part. I'm going to ignore that though. Do that. For everyone watching, thanks. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.